Hello, YouTube friends. How the heck are you? Long time, no time. I apologize for the lack of content around here lately. My life has just been crazy with a capital K. We'll get into that a little bit later into the video about how when your life gets really hectic, how you can manage to stay on top of your journaling. Sometimes it can be a difficult thing to do. And we're also going to talk a couple other things, couple housekeeping issues, and then kind of do a middle of the year, how things are going, kind of how this whole system is working for me. And in the comments below, if some of you are also taking stock of that at this time of the year, since we are halfway through the year, how is your system working? And are you tweaking it now, or are you going to wait until the end of the year to change things, or are you just perfectly happy with what you've got going? So I'd be interested in hearing what the rest of you are doing, you know, this midway point in our journaling year. So first of all, the housekeeping, I want to give a big shout out to all my new subscribers who have signed up, even though, like I said, content has been thin. Well, not thin, non-existent lately. And also a special, huge shout out, thank you to Thea, who was the winner of the giveaway for the 100 subscriber giveaway that I had, which was my last video. She got her goodies, and Thea, I hope you're putting them to good use and enjoying them as much as I enjoy those items. And thank you so very much for the Happy Mail that you sent all the way from Australia. So I will be putting good use to all of these things. They will all go into my journal, and much, much appreciated, Thea. Big thanks. So you guys are the best. The second housekeeping item is a request, actually. I would love for you guys to follow me on Instagram. You can find me at jwilson133. I am much more active on Instagram than I am here on YouTube lately anyway. And it's a, mix mash, not just strictly art journaling, but mostly pictures of my dog. But I actually would love for you to jump on Instagram and follow me as well. So give me a follow and I will follow you back. I love to check out Instagram. So okay, so on to the how the system is going and how I'm managing this system while my life is so crazy. So I have come to the realization that I will never have just one book. I'm still, with this system, having to have a separate notebook that houses my calendar and my to-do lists. It's just going to be that way. And well, I shouldn't say it's just going to be that way. So far, I haven't found anything, a system where I can keep them all into one book or one cover. It just there's too much crap in my life. I can't do it all in one setup. So I'm okay with just using a smaller setup for my day-to-day lists and as well as my calendar. And this is working out really great. So as of right now, this will probably continue into the new year because it's simple, it's easy, and it's convenient. I think I'll find a smaller notebook and just do calendar, to-do list all in one book and just keep it completely separate. If you remember, I did start my journaling in this book at the beginning of the year in January, and that's fine. I still think I would like to have the journal separate from the calendar and my check-off list. Check-off, hey, Star Trek. Okay, as for the actual journaling itself, I thought it would be a good place to start at the end of May, since don't stay with me, I'm not going to do a day-to-day minutia of my life thing. I like my subscribers. I want you to stay subscribers. But I thought it would be interesting to see how one month, the month of June, went when things started getting really hectic in my life, and how I managed to stay on top of my journaling and make it a pleasant experience and not something that, I was like, oh gosh, I have to journal, I have to get this done. So what I did was, at the end of May, I was halfway through a page. And so I thought what I would do is just sort of indicate that the month was changing. So I used up some stickers, did some artwork, and started the month fresh on one page. I thought that was a nice break to differentiate between May and June. Some of you probably don't care. You just keep writing on. It doesn't matter. But I did like to have that little bit of a break. So what happened was my son was home on leave, and that was to the very beginning of June. The day that he reported back to his my words are escaping me. His his company back to Colorado. The very following day, we left on vacation. And between getting him back to Colorado and all the sadness and emotional crises that causes me, I just didn't feel like getting my journaling supplies ready to go on vacation. So I didn't take anything with me. All I did was found some notebook paper at the cabin where we were staying, and I just wrote every day. I just got my thoughts down, recorded what happened during those days that we were gone, and then when I came back home, wound up putting everything in the journal, adding the photos, doing my little bits and pieces of art. And I'm going to talk a little more about that as the month goes along. It might sound like a lot of extra work to you, but I'll explain why I did it that way. Another thing that I've been doing ever since the beginning of the year, and I don't think that I've told you guys, I thought it'd be kind of fun to have something that you do on every 2-page spread. Some little something that would tie the whole year together. And for me, it was every single 2-page spread has a Star Wars sticker on it, since I'm such a Star Wars geek. And it's kind of fun as I go back throughout the year to try to not only read my journaling, but it's like a Where's Waldo? Where's my Star Wars sticker? So that's kind of something fun that you may want to incorporate in your journal too, whatever it would be for you. So we were home from our trip for about a week, and then we turned around and we wound up taking yet another trip, which is all good. I absolutely love to travel, and it's awesome. But in between that time as well, we wound up buying a house. So we were looking at the property, negotiating contract price, trying to recover from one trip and then turn around and go on another trip. And so yet again, I did not take any journaling supplies with me. Now, one other thing, I am going to backtrack in the meantime, in between the two trips as well. I live in Northeast Ohio, and our big news was that one of our sporting teams, the basketball team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, won a championship, and that was huge news for us. If you follow professional sports at all, you may know that Cleveland hasn't won anything it had been 52 years. So it was gigantic, really fun. And I don't even follow basketball. I'm a baseball fan, but it was so exciting for the city. And it was a really, really fun couple of days. So rather than collect a lot of memorabilia that I knew was not going to fit in my journal, I wound up taking photographs and put those into my journal. And so that's kind of a tip. If something big happens in your hometown or your state or something, and you don't know how to really commemorate it, if you didn't go to the game, you don't have a ticket or whatever, take a picture of the local newspaper and record how your city, what it was like to get up and look at the newspaper that day. So that's what this photo is, and it doesn't take up any more space than what the photograph does. So that's kind of a neat little trick to keep your memory keeping organized and not overwhelming in your journal. So, okay, back to the trip. This is where we go. My husband and I took a 4-day trip to Chicago. Again, I took nothing with me, but what I did do was I did make a quick stop at a Blick art supply store, and I bought this little Fabriano journal. It was $5. So that's what I used to journal. And I just, grabbed a pencil out of my purse and just took down what I would, normally journal about when we travel, where we ate, what we did, what we saw, that kind of thing. And I didn't stress about it. I just recorded my memories so that when I came back into town, I didn't have to think back and through those 4 days. I had everything journaled. Now, the reason, because things are so busy around here between, the traveling and my son's visit and us buying a house and, all of the other stuff that goes along with that, I don't have a whole lot of time. In fact, I have zero time for any other sort of artistic outlet. I've not painted, not sketched. I mean, I haven't even colored in a coloring book for almost 2 months. So this is it. This is my only chance to have a moment to, get out my scissors and some glue and do something fun. So I don't mind doing my journaling twice, because when I go through to do that second bit of journaling, all it is really copying the journal that I've already written, but incorporating the fun stuff of washi tape and stickers and the photographs and all of those things that make this type of journaling more artistic. The other thing that I did was I sort of maintained a theme throughout that trip. So I used the same washi tape. I only used one color of pen. The stickers I used the same stickers to denote the days where we went. And then just incorporated, like I said, the photos and some of the ephemera that I saved along the way, ticket stubs, picked up postcards along the way, that sort of thing. And I did that all when we came back home. And I found it to be a really, not only easy, but it was also a little vicarious trip, because you got to relive your memories all over again shortly after you came back. So that has worked for me. I would encourage you, even if you can't sit down with your journal, if you can't dedicate, what you normally dedicate, whether it's 20 or 40 minutes or whatever, an hour a day to it, just put your memories down somewhere. If it's on a grocery receipt, or you have a smaller journal where all you do is write your thoughts and put your memories down, and then hold on to them until you have a little bit of time where you can devote to the fun stuff, the washi tape, the fun pens, the distress ink, whatever it is that you use. It frees you up a little bit, because you know that you've got your stories down, and then you can go back and visit your journal when you have a little bit more time and you're a little bit more relaxed. So it's been working for me, and I know that the next couple of months, as we remodel the new house and get ready to move and all of that kind of stuff, are going to be equally as busy. So I'm going to be adopting that system. Now, since we've come to the end of the month, and I kind of want to give a retrospective of the first half of the year. This particular journal that I'm working in, the notebook that I'm working in, this CD notebook, has 96 pages. At the end of June, I had filled 33 of them. I'm not so sure I'm going to make it to the end of the journal. It's pretty chunky. And I would say that that's probably my only regret to this system, is that these notebooks have so many pages in them that I think I'm going to get to the point where I can't fit any more in it without doing some damage to the spine. It's holding up really well, but I still have 63 pages to go, and I am just not sure that it's going to hold up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be in the process for looking for a smaller notebook, not in terms of page size, but page numbers. I love the A5 size. I really don't want to change that. That has been working really well. I don't want to go back to the more traditional traveler's notebook size. That's just a little too narrow for me. But I think I need a a notebook that has maybe only 30 pages in it, like, you know, like I've filled. And then once I would get through those 30 pages, then I could be able to switch out notebooks. So if any of you are using that kind of system where you've got a smaller notebook, fewer pages, let me know that too, because I am not aware of any of that size that have this, you know, this great paper like the Midori paper or this CD notebook paper. So again, I would love to hear, you know, your comments on that, what you're using and what's working well for you. So with that, thank you for joining me today. I hope to be back more often. Like I said, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I would love for you to check me out there. And if you have any questions about what I went over today, just leave them in the comment section below, and I will definitely try to answer them. And thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys hopefully sooner than later. Okay, I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.